You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and a sudden you may on sort of the gaming drag today. I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Angels with Scaly Wings, Anna's Path. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming not safe for work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. That sounds similar to an animal we have back at home. Speaking of unfamiliar creatures, why don't you tell me more about your species? Are you referring to me? Are you referring to me or all of us? Our society is comprised of a number of different species, which you have probably noticed by now. I guess all of you. Let's start with the basics. I'm sure you're aware, but unlike the mammalian aurochs, we're reptiles. Though this makes me wonder about you. Based on your fur, I'd guess that you are a mammal, but you're very different from other mammals we know. In the same vein, you don't share many characteristics with our reptiles back home, and by the way, we don't have fur, but hair. What's the difference? Oh, okay, there you go. Fur is a set length that will grow, whereas hair will keep growing, so we regularly cut it. Is that so? Interesting. I was wondering something. Are you wearing all those coverings to make up for lack of hair? I suppose it's one reason why humans wear clothes. They also provide warmth and protection and are used to differentiate us from one another. Sometimes uniforms are used as identification. Other times clothes are just ornamental. What a person wears can tell us something about the person itself. That sounds complicated. We also have uniforms and wear some things for ornamental reasons, though our uses aren't quite as extensive. That brings up an interesting question. Are you endo or exothermic? We produce our own body heat. That is unusual. Where I come from, all reptiles are exothermic, unless you count birds as reptiles, I guess. But none of your reptiles are sentient, correct? Maybe it has something to do with our different brain structures. Maybe. Now that you've been in our world for a while, how do you like it here? That is good to hear. Cultural differences can make things very difficult sometimes, even within the same species. I'm glad things are working out for you so far. Oh, I just remembered. I was able to save my game after all. Your interference was only a minor setback. It turned out it wasn't a big deal after all. You know, if that hadn't worked out so well, I would have had to consider making you play up to that point again for me. Huh. Is that so? Yeah, they're fun. I'd like to see what kind of games you have here. I'll keep that in mind. Perhaps I can show you sometime. You know, I'm glad you're here. Since you arrived in our world, we haven't really had the chance to just sit down and talk. It's not as if I was desperate or anything. I just think it's nice. You have a point, though. I don't really know that much about you. I know where you work, but most of our conversations so far have revolved around other things other than you and me. Why don't you tell me more about yourself? I don't really like talking about myself. Why not? I guess I wouldn't know what to say. I'm not really that interesting. I don't believe you. There's also the uncertainty of not knowing how another person will react to something I say. I don't want to embarrass myself. Hey, at least you told me that. That's something. I suppose. Anyway, now that you've seen my apartment, I'm wondering what your home on the other side of the portal looks like. It's nothing special. Yours is prettier. Actually, everything here looks nice in comparison to back home. Is that so? In some ways, I'm not really looking forward to returning. It's not like I have a choice in the matter. I suppose you could always visit if you wanted to. There you go. Water time. It wouldn't be that easy, I'm afraid. There was an extensive process involved for selecting who would go through the portal, and I was only one of many applicants. I'm still surprised that I ended up being chosen. At least you're here now. Indeed. So, what have you been up to since the last time I saw you? You mean since I went to the kitchen to cook the steaks? I'm just messing with you, Keegan. With all that talking, I totally forgot about dessert. I'm up for some dessert. Then I just have the right thing for you. I'll just be a minute. He neatly stacked her dishes before he took them into one of his forepaws and went back into the kitchen using his other 3 limbs. I couldn't help but think that it looked pretty awkward. When he returned, balancing a plate with a rather attractive cake slice in a similar manner, I realized he would have to make multiple trips to carry everything to the table. As soon as I stood up and moved towards him, he made a strange face and spoke up. No, sit down, please. I can handle it. You're my guest after all. Not wanting to upset him, I sat down again and waited. Hey, Once he placed the first cake slice on the table, he went back to fetch the other. When he approached the table a second time, though, one of the tiny dessert forks started to slip off the plate. Remy reached with his free forepaw in his attempt to save it, but lost balance without support and fell over. In an instant, the plate, fork, and cake slice flew through the air. The dish and silverware clattered as the pristine cake crumbled to a sad heap on the floor. Poor Remy. I mean, the cake looks okay. Gonna eat it off of a jagged plate. For a few moments, there was silence as Remy and I looked at the result of his blunder. I'm sorry, Keegan. This isn't just about you and your cake. This always happens to me, no matter how hard I try. You have proper hands, so do some of the other species. How can someone like me even be a librarian? Not a day goes by without me dropping a scroll and unfurling it across the room. But the customers don't care, or pity me too much to say anything. It's a common sight for them, after all. This is about Emra, isn't it? I guess it is. I just don't see why someone like me got to be a librarian when there were others more qualified for the position. Or who were at least capable of not dropping the inventory on a daily basis. She makes fun of you for it. I knew it. I mean, why else would she have me do these tasks all the time? Sorting books, carrying things from one place to another. Second out. Water time. I should be doing that. I shouldn't work somewhere where my worth is only in the entertainment I provide. Why don't you look for a new job? These positions have terms, similar to those of ministers. If I ended my employment prematurely, it wouldn't look great. How long do you have left? A while. Not really. It's not like I could prove anything. Her public and her private demeanor are two very different things, and it would be my word against hers. I just wanted to have a nice evening with you, now it ended up like this. I shouldn't have brought that up. Don't worry about it. I still think it was a nice evening. Maybe I should stop being such a sourpuss then. I can help you clean up. Thank you, Keegan. We cleaned up together, and by the end, he seemed to be in higher spirits. Afterwards, we said our goodbyes, and I left, not sure what to think. Oh, God. Hope. Passion. Oh, boy. Chapter 5. All-Night Bang-a-thon. After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Today's the day of the big fireworks. Who shall I bring? Anna. Get you some, boy. That must be her. Hey, Keegan. Looks like you're ready to go. I didn't think you'd want to go to a community event like this one. Anything can be fun with the right company. With that argument, we could just stay here. I haven't seen the fireworks in years, so all the crazy shit that's happened to me recently, maybe they'll be a reminder of better days. Better days? You don't usually talk about yourself like that. It's because I just don't give a damn anymore. Who cares if you know that about me? Who cares if the entire town knows? I certainly don't. These days, I'm just trying to make the most of whatever's left. Alright then, let's go. After a few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. So much for the whole town being out to watch the fireworks. Yeah, I'm not going to those places. I'm kind of a celebrity, you know. Really? For better or worse, people know about me. Of course they would, given my intellectual status. Or maybe you just don't want to be seen with me. No, that's not it. Actually, that could be quite fun. It would only be another reason for people to be jealous of me. Oh, I think it's starting. We waited quietly as the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded in a pattern of colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. Pretty. Beautiful. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public an event this was and how everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to make his move. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sounds of the fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he would ever need. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Reza to make his getaway. I was the only one who knew. Anna, I think we need to go. Now. Really? The fireworks just started. I know where Reza is. We need to stop him. Speak for yourself. This isn't my responsibility. This is much bigger than you. Are you going to help me or not? Alright, just for you. What do you want me to do, fight him? I'm not sure if that would be such a good idea. I want to try talking to him first. If you can buy us some time, maybe I could get some help. That'd be perfect. He'll be at the portal. Let's go! I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off and didn't appear to have been used recently, but it meant Reza was still here somewhere. I looked around, thinking about where he could be or if it was worth waiting for him here when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Hesitating, I drew nearer. Oh my god, I hated that. Poor Sebastian, he didn't deserve that. I checked Sebastian for any signs of life and found nothing. However, his body was still warm. Reza was here very recently, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Sebastian's guard post was not just for the portal itself, but also the surrounding area. Since Reza was already here, he probably had some unfinished business very close by. The underground building, the administrator had told me all about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. He also didn't have to go far from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but in the end I decided it would be better to meet him underground. If there was going to be a confrontation, I was sure I would have the advantage in a more crowded space. Even in the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site where they had unearthed the building's entry, as it was in a roped-off area that I had seen from afar before. When I entered the building, I was met by a long, illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be very close. I wasn't surprised at the building still having electricity, and since its generators were also powering the portal. Suddenly, one of the doors opened, and out came Reza, carrying a large cardboard box. Second, y'all. Water time. Alright. When he spotted me, he set it on the ground. Keegan, you're here. You don't know how glad I am to see you. I've wanted to talk with you for so long. I even tried to contact you, but I couldn't do with someone tailing you the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you're here, we've got everything. Come, help me with this and let's get out of here. No. No, what are you talking about? I'm not doing anything until you answer a few questions. You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We've probably got a few hours if we wanted to. Well, then we'll disturb us here. We can even get the backup generator as well after we send this one over. When did you realize we were in the past? How did you know about the comet? I've known for a while. It's what I wanted to talk to you about when we met at the portal. How about you? I only recently found out. Looking back, it just seems so obvious to me now. I'm not sure how exactly you figured it out, but there's so many damn clues when you think about it. I mean, how could a supposedly completely different independent civilization speak the same language as us? What was it supposed to be, an alternate reality? No, just a different time. When was there ever anything resembling these creatures on Earth? It's not hard to make the jump from dragons to dinosaurs when some of them here look pretty damn near identical to the dinosaurs we knew about. And then there are the prehistoric fruits, the plants, and the fact that their technological level is nearly exactly the same as our own past society. But we don't even have to think that abstract. You just needed to look at the sky. The sun, the moon, even the stars are the same. Constellations change over time, of course, but you know we could account for that stuff. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate the support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to your ultimate tier anyway. If y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our Not Safe for Work content as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!